Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be going over just how free to play is Black Clover Mobile actually. So make sure you like and subscribe and let's get to it. Alright, so I think it's best to kick off with the thing in that I think caught a lot of people's eyes when they were playing the closed beta test for Black Clover Mobile, and that was the bond reward system. Now, if you didn't play the closed beta test and you don't know what this is, basically you have like sort of an affinity, you know, a friendship level, how you want to call it, with every single character in the entire game. Similar to a lot of games, just like 7 Deadly Sins, Grand Cross and stuff, you have like friendship levels with each character and you get rewards and stuff. However, these rewards are something else, because in order to ascend your characters to a different level, to a different height, I guess you could say, because obviously, you know, Yami here, you pull an SR, so you need his mage piece in order to, or his character specific mage piece in order to ascend him to LR and then UR. And the bond reward system was basically how you got those crystals, those mage pieces, whatever you want to call them, and which is absolutely insane, because there is no duping system in this game apart from this thing in order to level up your characters. But apart from that, there's literally nothing to do with it whatsoever. So, which meant that literally, if this stays, you know, in the main game, and that means that every single player, all you have to do is pull a character once, and then you can max them out to their full potential. Which means, you know, free-to-play players will be able to, you know, summon for some, you know, characters and stuff, skip a few, and then, you know, just build up those certain characters that they've already pulled for, and then they can just go crazy with it, and they, you know, they can compete at the very top. They can compete with the top whales and stuff as well, and, you know, and be able to get the full experience of Black Clover Mobile, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So honestly, for me, the bond reward system, I really hope it stays the same, as you know, because this was a massive green tick for me when it came to playing the closed beta test. So yeah, wow, bond reward system, very good. And then as you can see, where this is like another section of it where because obviously in order for you to increase your friendship, you have to either use the character in like, you know, literally anything, in any game mode, whatever, apart from arena, I think. Anything that was PvE, you could get a bond XP, I'm pretty sure, from anyway. So yeah, you can either just do it by just playing the game normally, or you can gift them stuff. And there were multiple gifts that I believe you could make or buy, and there are like specific ones depending on their typing, their role, etc. So that was one of the ways that you could level them up. The other way was by running these missions, because in each chapter of the story you'd have like these like sections you'd go to, and you go into them and stuff, and then you'd be able to play like 3 to like 5 missions or something in there. As you can see, it's got like the stars next to it, 9 out of 9, because obviously, you know, like you play a mission, you got to get 3 out of 3 stars to complete, you know, to fully get the max rewards out of the mission. And then once you've done all this story, you then unlock them into, you know, places where you can farm for like materials and stuff. As you can see, you can like farm like meat and stuff there for cooking and whatnot. And you can also see the heart there, and the heart is basically means that, I'm pretty sure it meant that these stages give you a bonus bond XP. So what I did in the closed beta test was basically I put on food that would give my characters, you know, an increased rate of bond XP, so they gain more just from playing regular missions. And then I just run these stages on auto to get as much bond XP as possible, meaning I could get their rewards, get their mage pieces, get their costumes and whatnot, and then yeah, be able to level them up pretty easily, which is really nice. So yeah, hopefully, you know, hopefully this can also stay pretty similar. So I think now's the time where we can talk about all the events and stuff that we got, and how they worked as well. As you know, we got stuff like Noel special episode, and we got the Betel Gigas boss, I think that's how you say it. And this is also where you can farm mage pieces and stuff, because I think you got like 3 runs a day, I think, or something like that, I can't remember, where you can farm mage pieces, XP, and just, you know, a lot of other stuff. So you're able to play on 3 different difficulties. You were able to farm for materials, and these were the rewards that you could get. So if you placed in the top, you know, 10%, you get 480 black crystals, or whatever you want to call them, or you could get 600 if you're in the top 100, well, pretty much top 100. So, and if you didn't know, 120 of these black crystals is a single, I think, could be wrong. So just by placing in the top 100, you get half a multi, which is decent. But once again, you're going to need to be in the top, you know, the higher echelon of players in order to reach that. But if you can get top 10%, I think that would be really, really good. And then you'll still be able to get, you know, three singles out there, which is pretty decent. But I think, yeah, the rewards on this aren't anything too crazy. I think most of the rewards will come from later stuff that I'll show you later in this video. And then we also had the Battle Gigas boss. This is like your raid boss or whatever that, you know, you'll have in your typical gacha game, or like, you know, your death matches in Grand Cross or whatever. This is basically what this was, but just more as like an event kind of boss thing, instead of just like a regular deathmatch boss that you need to farm to level up your characters. And basically, again, you had three different difficulties. You had a shop, and you had these like red like coins that you could get by beating the stage. And also, the harder the stage you beat, the more you got. So then this is the shop. Pretty much, you're able to buy stamina. You were able to buy up to a multi, and you were able to buy up until a mage summon ticket, which is like a ticket you can use up to get a chance of pulling a character or whatever. I think there are some that are guaranteed SSRs, but this one wasn't, I don't think. But yeah, there will be others like in the shops and stuff where you can get guaranteed SSR mage tickets, but I think there was just a chance of you getting a SSR mage in this, which is really nice, because, you know, if you can just, you know, have that reset however so often, and then you can just chill, you know, get some characters and just by playing the game, which is pretty cool. Then we go on to the mage pieces shop, where this is where you could buy like a bunch of stuff. Like, so obviously, as we just saw before, you can farm mage pieces, which are like these things here, right here. You can farm them for free pretty much. Obviously, you know, you are technically limited to how much you can get per day, week, month, whatever you want to call it. But what I thought was just cool is that you could just buy a character just like that, which is great. As you can also, you can get mage pieces from characters bond systems or whatever. So what you could do is you could fill out a SSR characters bond system or bond level, whatever, that you don't necessarily want, and then you could get their mage pieces, and then you could spend it on an SSR character that you do want, that's in the shop for free technically. And then this then brings us on to the whole menu that you saw for the challenges or whatever. So basically, I think all of these will be like in like a rotation and stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to rotate between events and stuff, and be able to rotate between different kinds of rewards that we can get, which is nice. So I don't know how often that will be, like on like a bi-weekly basis, I have no idea, but if we could get like a nice rotation, then I feel like, you know, that could be pretty good way of getting a lot of free resources. Then in the beta we also had this rank up package, which you receive immediately upon purchase. You receive 5,000 black crystals, and then you could get like you could get more as you went on or whatever. I think I'm assuming that's what it says. I can't remember. It was like 6-7 months ago, so I can't really remember, but but yeah, anyway, so yeah, from this you're able to get like story tickets, you're able to get premium currency and stuff like that. It went all the way from once you reach rank 4 all the way to rank 20, I believe. So you could get a load in total. I think it might be actually 5,000 in total from all of them. I think that's what it meant by that. But yeah, this was also a really great way to get a premium currency. I think this might be a paid for thing in the actual game, I think, because, you know, it just seems like one of those things where you'd have to pay money for, but just because it was in the beta, you know, you can't pay money in the beta, because it's just not legal. So but yeah, anyway, if this could be, you know, free to obtain, then that would also be great. Then we bring ourselves onto probably one of the biggest ways you could earn currency, or that you will be able to earn currency in Black Clover Mobile, and that is through the arena game mode. As I'm sure you're aware that in, you know, 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, you can earn, I believe it's up to 60 diamonds per week just by placing it in the top rank in PvP. And so this is what the rewards you get weekly, and just, you know, flat out for reaching the highest rank in arena in Black Clover Mobile. So as you can see, on a weekly basis you'll be able to receive 1,740, so it's roughly like 1 and a bit multis, so you're able to get like 1 multi and then like almost 3 single. Oh yeah, no, probably would, no, yeah, it would be around, yeah, more than 3 singles or whatever. So yeah, pretty decent. I think it's a good amount. I think it's slightly less than what it is in Grand Cross, but that's fine, it doesn't really matter. And then yeah, also in PvP you had upper leagues and lower leagues, so you gotta make sure you're in the upper league to get the highest rewards you can. So yeah, I think reaching Legend 1 is going to be something that everybody should be looking to do in Black Clover Mobile, as you're going to want as many of these black crystals as possible. And then onto another very, I guess, massive point of this game was the summoning system. And I'll be honest, I saw loads of people saying the rates are awful, and I mean, I'll be honest, I was looking at them and I was like, these are way better than a lot of other games. So I think the rates are fine. Like, I think it's just a bit disappointing that, you know, on some occasions when you pull an SR, you're going to get a skill page as opposed to a character. So I think it would be nice to do what's similar to, like, you know, Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, where you split their, you know, designed skill page to them on a different banner, just so, you know, if you're pulling an SR, you know you're going to get a character, because that's what everybody wants at the end of the day, is characters, not so much skill pages or whatnot. So I think, you know, if they could, you know, maybe separate the two, that'd be nice. But yeah, I think that the rates of a featured character being 0.75 for, you know, for the featured character on the banner or whatever being 0.75, I think is really good. It could even be 1.5, but it could have just been split up because it was 2 characters, it's Yami and Vangeance, so I don't know about that. But yeah, I think if they are just 0.75 as a flat, I think that's completely fine. I'm not really too bothered. Obviously, the seasonal mages being on a 0.06% is terrible, but they're seasonal for a reason, so I mean they're meant to be very rare. So, but I mean, I didn't mind the summoning. I thought it was fine. I think there's definitely much worse out there on games that are much bigger probably. So yeah, I don't think there's too much to complain about this. And then this is something that we didn't actually have access to inside the beta to play, but we could see it in the menus, which is the Citizen's Request, which is essentially going to be another way you can farm, you know, premium currency by doing quests and stuff, and just like in Grand Cross, where you can level up each town or whatever, and then you could get, you know, like diamonds and stuff from that. So you'll be able to, you know, accept missions from certain characters in villages or whatever, and then you'll be able to, you know, get some rewards and stuff by completing their quests. So yeah, that brings us to the end of everything. Like, I've shown you most of the ways you can get like currency and stuff, or that you could in the beta and stuff like that. There's stuff like the battle passes and stuff, which I haven't shown you yet, because I'm just assuming that they're going to be paid for, because it only makes sense, because that's just what every game does. So I didn't really think it was worth talking about that. But if the battle pass is obtainable by just using premium currency that you can get just using the black crystals instead of actual flat money, that'll be fantastic, because the battle passes were insanely good. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. My overall thoughts is that I think Black Clover Mobile is going to be pretty free to play friendly. Obviously, the global version and the Japanese, Korean, Taiwanese, all of these versions could be different. I think we know that the global version will be different, especially with stuff like the step up banners. I feel like it's going to be like a 10 step up banner on the global, and then like a 7 step up banner on, like, you know, on the Japanese and Korean version, but we can only wait and see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.